afternoon, everybody. We're really happy that you have joined the Gerontological Alliance of Nurses Australia May seminar to celebrate International Nurses Day. Here we go. I'm going to kick off the proceedings, and then I'm going to hand over to Sachini, who is the chair of the event this afternoon, and Lynn, our Deputy President for Ghana, has been the organizer of this event. So thank you, Lynn. And I've got 3 colleagues in the room with me today, so welcome to them.
Thank you.
There we go. Now, I'm actually going to be doing the acknowledgement of country. So perhaps, Joanne, if I had been more thoughtful, I would have asked you to do that. So excuse me. So we're on Gubbi Gubbi country at Sippy Downs at the University of Sunshine Coast. And we'd like to acknowledge Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities. Now, I'm just going to see if we've got our usual slide. Here we go. And when we have our Gerontological Alliance of Nurses Australia events and our gerontological nursing competencies and CPOP, we like to share this beautiful painting with everybody. This is the painting that Crystal Langford created for the Gerontological Alliance of Nurses Australia. And the theme behind the painting is the ripple effect that gerontological nurses can have. So sometimes we might feel overwhelmed that we've got such a big task ahead of us and, you know, lots of hard work in gerontological nursing. But if we think about our ripple effect, we can feel uplifted that the small things we do for older people, their families, and our teammates will have a far wider reach than we can even see. And this beautiful painting always reminds us of that. So thank you, Crystal, for creating that painting for us. So I'm going to start the proceedings and introduce the event, and then I'll hand over to Sachini. Here we go. So our 3 speakers this evening who are launching the podcast are Karen, Susan and Kira. And we're absolutely delighted that they're able to be here today with Lynn, who has organised these podcasts for Ghana. So the main reason we're having the event today is to launch the podcast series, the Gems, that Lynn has been working really hard on over the past few months. Then Sachini is going to lead a Q&A session, and we actually have a special announcement for a prize today. So stay, on line so that you have a chance to see what the prize is. Then Sachini is going to summarize. And if we have some time, I'm going to talk about the gerontological nursing competencies and the career pathway, and also touch on some work that Warrigal, an aged care provider that I work in, is doing around nurse practitioner. So this is just to remind everybody about the gems, the gems from the floor. So we've got our website, we've got our YouTube channel, and so now we're going to have a podcast channel, and you'll be able to listen to the gems from the floor from different gerontological nursing experts who are sharing their stories of their journey and some special experiences they've had. And then we'll be looking for more volunteers to share their gems as well, so that the podcast can grow. For those of you who haven't attended one of these events previously, we'd just like to highlight what the mission of the Gerontological Alliance of Nurses Australia is. Our mission is to enable access to gerontological nursing knowledge and the skills and a community of specialist nurses to support the delivery of high quality, evidence-based and holistic care in Australia to older population groups and their families and carers across care settings. Now, hopefully all of you are members of GANA. If you haven't renewed your registration this year, you can see that the web address is there for you to sign up to. And the event's been co-hosted with the Australian Association of Gerontology, and they've supported the organisation of this webinar, and they've supported several of our webinars over a couple of years now. And we have a memorandum of understanding. So when you do go to register, you'll see that you're directed to a web page with the AAG, and the executive team are absolutely grateful to the AAG for supporting Ghana and relieving some of the administrative burden from having Ghana. So thanks, AAG. There we go. Here's Sachini. I'm going to hand over to Sachini now. I'm particularly happy that Sachini has offered to chair this session because I'm actually one of Sachini's PhD supervisors. So you can imagine I've got a special cheer for Sachini today. And Sachini is doing her PhD on gerontological nursing competencies. The GNCs currently has 2 levels, essential and enhanced, and Sachini's empirical research is actually creating the 3rd level of expertise for gerontological nurses, for clinical nurse consultants, nurse practitioners, and so on. The terminology hasn't been finalised yet. That's what the work that Sachini's doing. But Sachini is actually also an ambassador for postgraduate students at Edith Cowan University, where she's enrolled with Professor Karen Strickland and Dr. Marcus Ang, who are her other supervisors. But she's also a peace ambassador. So we're really delighted, Sachini, that you've taken time out from all those responsibilities to host today. So I'm going to hand over to you, Sachini.
Thank you so much, Vicky. All right. Thank you for the introduction too, Vicky, and also for your warm welcome as always. Ghana, thank you very much for inviting me and having me today for this event. It's such a great pleasure and honor to be here, especially celebrating our international nurses who are coming from different corners of the world and making their contributions to make some change in our healthcare and patient care. So thank you very much for having me. For today's webinar, we have exciting items listed on our agenda. And looking at those agendas, I think on International Nurses Day that 2025, our theme, it's all about looking after our nurses. So I don't think like we might have a better day to talk about these things because it's all about supporting our nurses, empowering them and connecting with each other.